So when you're in Mexico, you need to travel like the locals, and that means taking the bus. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to take the bus. Specifically here, I'm in Centenario, and I'm going into La Paz, and I kind of tried to do this on my own and did okay, but I decided to recruit someone else to help with this video. So this is my friend Marissa De Pablo, and she is a resident here in Centenario. She's been here not quite a year, and you'll recognize her accent as being not from Mexico, but Marissa's gonna help us hop on the bus, get downtown, and then get back.
Let's start the adventure. It's always definitely an adventure to take the bus for the first time here in Mexico. I'm used to it. I kind of like it. It's funny to get a little bit to know about the culture because you're always traveling with Mexicans, and here is coming. So I think I will tell you more later on. You pay the bus when you enter normally. In La Paz, it's 10 pesos, one ride. So every time you go on one bus, you have to pay. And from Centenario, it's 12 pesos. Then it can be that you were busy, you were late getting to the bus. Then you can say, I pay in a second. And it's really nice because people would pay 40 minutes afterwards when they go down the bus, and they will not rip the bus driver off. And the same if you pay with a bigger amount of money and they don't have the change at the moment, they say, in a second I give you the change, and I always got my change back so far. When you want to go down the bus, and usually they have bus stations, but you still have to tell them that you want to go off, and then they also have like no bus stop, but you will go down there anyways if you want to. And you just will scream Baja, which means like I want to go down, going down. Then the bus driver will find the next option, like depending on the street where you can go down. Then of course you can say en la estación would be the next station. I can say en la esquina, which would be the corner of a street. It works pretty well, but it was for me the biggest change to really like scream in a bus. Because if you are behind, you really have to scream. And sometimes people do you the favor and pass the word on, because the buses are really loud sometimes. So this is such a funny thing, but it always works. If you want to catch the bus, you usually put your arm out like that, and then the bus driver knows, okay, you want to catch that bus. If you're on a bus station and it's the only route that is going there, it's pretty obvious that you want to take the bus. But sometimes there are like no bus stations, so you could just be there waiting for someone. Or there are several buses going down the same route, so you have to show with your arm that you really want to take that bus. One big challenge for me was also to find the bus I have to take, because in Germany I would just open an application and it would say number 45 or stuff like that. But here it's a little bit different. In Centenario there's just one bus, so it's pretty easy which one to take. But here in the center of La Paz, where we are right now, in the central bus station, they have one person in uniform here, and then around that corner in that house they have people, and you can just say the thing you are going to, right? If you want to go to the university, the WAPS, you can just say WAPS. And then usually when I was not that good with Spanish, they would just like letting me sit down, and then they would like 10 minutes later they would say, Señorita, this is your bus, you have to go in there. Then later you realize we have two different systems here. This is the Ruta de La Paz. They all look the same, and they have small printouts where they go to. And then you just learn, when you take a route several times, which big things are on that route, and then you look after that. So if I want to go to a little tiny street, but I know it's close to Soriana Forjadores, for example, then normally this is written on that shield, so I know, okay, this is my bus. On the other side, there are different colors of the buses. They also have like small orientation with names. But this is the interesting thing, that like the bus that goes to Cinco de Mayo is always blue red. So when I know this is my route, I don't have to look up all the buses. I know I just have to look after a bus that is blue and red. And they also, like some buses are leaving here, some are leaving around that corner, and some are leaving behind us in the next street. And it's always the same place. So if I know Cinco de Mayo would leave here, it always leaves here, so I don't have to run around like crazy. I could just stay here and wait till it's going by. And it will pass down slowly all the street. It's not like it will just stop here. It just rolls down, and then there will be the next and the next and the next, and then it goes off. So this is how you can find your bus, and then you just write down the color or get it into your head. If you are not here in the central station, I always use to call locals to ask them and to like, okay, I want to go to the city center, El Centro, or I want to go there and there. And they usually are so amazing that they would not only explain it to you, they would really took you in the right place. And sometimes they would even wait with you till you are in the bus.
Of course, the first time that I tried that, I asked some locals and they said the bus passes on the top of the hour by a certain church. And then I found out from Marissa that it actually passes at 1/4 the hour, which isn't so bad. And she did mention that you should get there, you know, probably 10 minutes early. Sometimes they're running a little early, sometimes they're running a little late. It's not like clockwork. They usually leave the end of the line exactly on time. So the buses leave from Centenario, they leave downtown at the top of the hour, and then at the exact same time in Centenario, there's a second bus that's leaving the end of the line in Centenario. So they're going back and forth. They tend to be on time when they start, but then they get a little bit off as they go.
And there's a cultural difference if people get on the bus. Usually they're first let in the women. So if you are a man and you don't want to be close, just get to the end of the line. Let the women go in first, and then you can hop on the bus.
So I arrived home safely. I yelled out Baja at the top of my lungs, and the bus came to a stop and let me out. Walked home, you know, not too far, you know, less than 5 minutes. It took about 45 minutes to get from here to downtown La Paz on the bus, and that ride would normally take about 25 minutes by car. Now, it can be a little bit harrowing driving a car at night in Mexico in general, especially if it's not an area you're familiar with, because it's really hard to see the stop signs and the topes or the speed bumps. So check out my video up here about driving in Mexico. So here's your quick lesson. It's about the word Baja, and if you look at the Baja Peninsula of Mexico, it's made up of 2 states, Baja California and Baja California Sur, or South Baja California. So we're down here in Baja California Sur. It's one of 32 states in Mexico. I'll see you in the next video.